Hello Blizzard fans, this is FalconPaladin coming to you with yet another daily Blizzard upload. This is a game between Alar and Spiderbro on Ruins of Seras. This was submitted to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com, and you too can submit replays to that address, and I will cast them as long as they get past my screener named Squeaks. Alright, so this is a PvT on Ruins of Seras, and in the top left side of Ruins of Seras we have the red Protoss player. It is Alar. And in the top right of Ruins of Seras, we have the blue Terran player. It is Spiderbro. Alar going very nice with the good luck, have fun, Spider. No response yet. Alar says, are you close to Masters yet? Spiderbro says, good luck, have fun, sir, being very friendly as well. And we're going to have some more conversation. Oh, Alar says, this is Kosh. Apparently, yeah, Spiderbro apparently knows who that is. They must be friends. Who are unaware of each other's Battle.net IDs and Legacy of the Void, because that was pretty funny, Alar laughing about it. A simulator coming up, gateway, nothing too crazy yet, no proxy barracks, no proxy gateways, no proxy stargates, nothing too out of the ordinary at this point, although Alar is choosing to keep everything close to the vest here, close to the Nexus, while we are definitely walling off here for Spiderbro. That's probably because he's worried about Adepts. Adepts are a very good unit. They can cause Terrans a lot of grief. They take care of SCVs and Marines very, very quickly, very, very easily. And just Adepts bouncing between your natural and your main base is just super annoying and difficult to deal with. And yeah, so walling off is probably a good choice there. Meanwhile, the Protoss player, again, does have the ability to photon overcharge pylons, which makes a lot of sense why you'd kind of want to keep a pylon close to everything here. If you can photon overcharge it. We're not actually making a probe. There we are. Now we're making a probe. Cybernetics core should be the next thing to come up before Alar. Doesn't quite have the energy for it. Oh, or the minerals I was going to say, but no, there's a Nexus coming out. So quick Nexus. Gateway Nexus Cyber Core with gas in there for Alar. Probably not going to be any early Adept harassment here. Usually we'd have the Cyber Core just about done. Adepts would start to be created. They'd probably be chrono boosted out and on their way to the Terran base here about the 2-minute mark. But that is not going to be the case. Maybe this wall-off was for naught. Maybe it was for nothing that Spiderbro did this. But at the same time, we'll have to see how things go. This SCV is hanging out. It is not being chased by anything. It's being a very good scout, seeing the timing on this second gas for Alar. Spiderbro is getting some really good information out of this guy. He's just hanging out, kind of drilling himself with his drills and his claws and all that other stuff. And what is any further tech going to be chosen here? We are getting a single Adept out of the gateway now. And whoa, we're building a bunker. Okay, just kidding, got canceled. I was going to say, if Alar wasn't paying attention enough to the point that Spiderbro could actually get that bunker up, then I would be shocked and surprised. But no, it did get canceled. The SCB is heading on home at this point. But again, recognizing no Adepts out yet here, almost at the 3-minute mark. What are we doing back here in the Terran base? We are getting, oh, Marauder, not a Marine. And another Marauder in production as well as a factory. So actually skipping Marine production entirely just because, again, Marines aren't great against Adepts. Marauders do not take extra damage from the Adept. The Adept here doing 10 damage, 23 damage versus light. So making them extra good against those light units. But Marauders are considered armored biological units, which means the Adept is not going to do super well in this particular scenario. But going in blind, I don't believe Alar has actually scouted here. Nope. No, has not. So here come the Marauders getting some shots off and actually getting into a little bit of that health damage, but does manage to escape. Adepts are pretty quick as well with the move speed of 3.5. Marauders have the move speed of 3.15, so can definitely get out of there. There's now a Widowmine being burrowed at the top of this ramp. So if the Adept comes back on in here, it will be in for a nasty surprise. The Shade comes through, but that doesn't actually trigger anything. So tries to get a scout off, sees the number of Marauders is at 4, sees the command center, says, this is an interesting play. I definitely don't want to go up there. Go, concussive shell just finished. There it is. Units hit by the Marauder are temporarily slowed, and yes, actually slowing down the Templar or the Adept so it can't run. And they do pick up the kill there. So the Marauders are pretty happy with themselves, and they're pushing out. They are mad. They want to get some revenge for all the times that they have lost to Adept harass in the past, I have to imagine. Widowmine's coming out at the same time. This SCV is just kind of hanging out here. Should probably get to work, but the worker count is about 38 to 28. So again, this Nexus has been up for quite a while for the Protoss player, just finishing their robo facility, also creating a forge and another gateway. But are these Marauders, is there anything to defend against this? I don't think there is. Here come the Marauders right on in here, going after a pylon. They take it down instantly. The other pylon does get photon overcharged and takes out one of the Widow Mines. Doesn't get the second one though, and Boom! Gets 7 kills on that Widowmine. That poor Adepts get killed as well. Cannot escape to those Marauders. These Marauders haven't taken hardly any damage to this point. They are in range to kill this Nexus without the Photon Overcharge actually hitting them. Mothership Core comes in, cannot be killed by the Marauders because they cannot attack air, but she only does about 8 damage. Yeah, 8 damage to things on the ground. The other Widowmine here burrowing. Another pylon going down. Another Photon Overcharge being wasted on this pylon because, again, Widowmine shot does kill an Adept. Another Adept goes down. Alar is losing a lot of resources here in this game. The Marauders are trying to get that Nexus. I think there are enough of them. Pretty good micro moving the wounded ones back and back and back. A couple Stalkers come in, but again, they don't do well against Marauders either. And the Nexus does fall. The Nexus does explode. A Stalker ends up dead. Another pylon is getting focused down here while there are Stalkers warped in. No, they lose the Stalkers, and that Stalker dies. And the Marauders choose to put... No, the Marauders are actually going back home. I thought for a second they were going to make a push because, honestly, looking at the units tab, there is nothing for Alar. There are 42 probes, an Observer, and a Mothership Core. Widowmine gets another kill here. 3 kills on that Widowmine. Is there still 7? Oh, that one actually ended up dead up here in the mineral line there. Yep, that Widowmine gets taken out by the Mothership Core. So Spiderbro moves out. I don't know if that was because Alar is his friend or what, but Spiderbro had a pretty commanding presence there. Yeah, I don't know what that was. We're making Marauders, which are okay. Not Marauders, we're making Immortals against Marauders, which I don't know is a great choice in particular, but Cyclones are coming out. Alright, so Cyclones on the way, as well as the Mag Field Accelerator, which does increase the lock-on damage. So it deals 400 damage, plus 200 versus armored over 14 seconds to ground targets, 360 damage, plus 240 versus armored over 14 seconds to flying targets. So we're following up this Marauder play with Cyclones. Cyclones are just an amazing all-around unit. They can attack air, they can attack ground with this lock-on ability. They also have a basic attack Typhoon Missile Pod, which also hits air and ground. They have 160 hit points, not super tanky. I mean, Marauders... Ooh, as that Observer dies to the missile turret. Got to be careful with those Observers, Protoss players. Anyway, Marauders have 125 hit points. Cyclones only have, maybe 20 more than that, 20, 30 more. 35, I think, is the math on that calculation. Third base being planted down here for Spiderbro. Alar just establishing the second. Doesn't have it back up and running. Again, going with Adepts and Immortals. Against this composition, this mech, I guess it's kind of mech composition here. A Ghost is on the way too. Very early Ghost from Spiderbro. I guess he wants those EMPs, or maybe he just wants to be able to do nukes. I don't know what's in store for this game, but there's a Ghost in this bio/mech composition. SCVs are transferring down to the third base. A couple bunkers here at the top of the ramp just to make sure any counterattacks from Alar are not successful, and the third base being established by Alar. So scouting out with the probe to see if any additional bases do exist. This is a planetary fortress, and is it going to finish in time to get this probe? It does. Oh, the probe changed direction at the last second, but did not escape. Planetary fortress caught it as it kind of changed its vector and tried to get out of there and one-shot it, basically. Poor probe. All right, we're going to speed it up just a little bit here because I think both players are hanging out on their sides of the map, and nothing much is going to happen here at this point. There is a warp prism though, so maybe we'll slow it back down and kind of keep an eye on this warp prism. It skirts along the top edge of the map, and the positioning of these Cyclones tells me that Spiderbro is worried about this. So here we come. Warp prism comes in, it stays out of range of the missile turret. I like that play. The Adepts come in, they go after a few of these workers. They lose 1 or 2 workers there, but the Cyclones are using their ability, and into the missile turret goes the warp prism. It explodes. All the Adepts are also dead. And that drop got cleaned up really, really quickly. Wow. If we look at the units lost tab here, 7 Adepts, 2 Stalkers, a Warp Prism have all died for Alar. Spiderbro's lost 3 Marauders and 3 Widowmines and 4 workers. So I don't think that's very even. Looking at the resources tab down here, resources lost 2350 for Alar, 750 only for Spiderbro. So definitely Alar is on the losing end of this, but has a 4th base up now. We speed things up just a little bit again because I think Spiderbro is just going to hang out in his base here, it looks like. He's gathering forces. This is kind of the mech play, is that gather your forces together until you have a giant mech ball, and then you push out. You're not super harass heavy with it, although I guess these Hellions could be good at harassment. Before these cannons were here anyway, that would have been a good idea. But yeah, just kind of amassing forces, calling down mules, a 4th base of his own for Spiderbro down there now. More and more Cyclones pushing out. Ooh, these are now Hellbats. Hellbats are a lot better than Hellions. A lot more tanky. Anyway, not as quick, but better at kind of standing in and dealing with stuff like Zealots and Adepts. Adepts who are light units. And here we go, actually going Archon Immortal Adept here. That does seem to be the composition for Alar. A couple Zealots mixed in as well, 1 or 2 Zealots exactly. Upgrades, we are at +1 attack and +1 shield. Our Terran player is actually at no upgrades at all on his mech. And how are his infantry doing? No upgrades there either, so a little bit slow on the upgrades is Spiderbro. He has a Cyclone in that medevac. I'm not sure what that is exactly. But again, just continuing to mass forces. Spiderbro is pretty much maxed out here, 198 total supply. Just kind of moving around, trying to reposition his units. I think he's making control groups. Is he? Cyclones are all on 1 there. That's pretty good. But yeah, okay, so he's actually pushing out across the map. Or is he? Yeah, here he comes. He's going to go ahead and take this Xel'Naga Watchtower. Or not, just bypass it entirely. You're going to slow it down as we move on into this battle. As it looks like Spiderbro is definitely committing here with his fully maxed out army. But Alar is maxed out as well. Zooming out. And accidental attack. I don't think Spiderbro is ready for this, but here it is. The Hellbats in the front are melting all of those Zealots, but the Immortals in the back are doing tons of damage. The Cyclones with lock-on ability, killing what they can. Feedback on top of the medevacs, forcing them to come in and get killed. Excellent play here. And we're actually just retreating with the Cyclones. All that is left in this army after the last Hellbat dies. All the medevacs are gone as well are the Cyclones, but they can actually kite back for quite a while here. They can attack while they're moving, is something that I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but you can also see the range on the lock-on ability. It's this huge circle. Look how big this thing is. You can just kite these units. The Adepts are taking damage as well. Zealot in here taking individual shots. Coming up to the safety of the Planetary Fortress. I think we might stand and fight here. No, actually pulling these units past and then coming back on in. And SCVs are repairing the Planetary Fortress, forced to retreat once again. Here is Alar. Oh, Templar comes in exactly the wrong place, does get murdered. Ooh, getting the Observer there is nice as well. The Zealots come rushing on in with that charge. Take out 1 or 2 of the Cyclones, but the Immortals trying to get their shots off. They cannot shoot while moving, so they're trying to run for their lives. They decide to finally stand and fight, and both the Immortals are completely gone. Spiderbro definitely won that, I think. 132 to 103 total supply here. Resources tab 9,000 minerals, 4,000 gas exactly for Alar. Spiderbro only 6,000 and 2,400 on his end of things. So very, very cost effective is this mech play. But again, didn't lose a base, Spiderbro. Alar didn't either. It's 67 to 71 total harvesters. Pretty even on that point. And another base coming up for Alar. Look at this. Alar is expanding like a crazy person right now. Doing pretty well at it too. Repairing with these SCVs. Repair is good, but for you new players out there who like repair because Terrans can do it, it does cost you resources. So it costs you gas if you're repairing a unit that requires gas, and minerals if it's a unit that requires minerals to build, and gas and minerals if it's both. So be very, very careful about that. I've seen games where a meching player does repair to the point that they kind of starve themselves out. In the end, it doesn't happen very often, but you just have to watch out for it. As another command center coming up for Spiderbro, kind of mirroring the expansion pattern here for his Protoss buddy. And another base though for Alar. Alar, crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total bases here at the 15-minute mark. Guess that makes sense. Whoa, and battle cruisers are on the way. I need to be watching that production tab a little bit more carefully. Battle cruisers and Vikings mixed into this army. Oops, gonna zoom out. The army is a little bit on top of the Xel'Naga Watchtower, out of range, but the Xel'Naga Watchtower does actually scout this mech army moving out, and here we come, another accidental battle. Spiderbro's not ready for this. Alar coming right on in. Battle cruisers are raining down fire. Archon's trying to deal with it as well. I don't see many spells going down here, but the Hellbats are actually not doing as well against the Zealots as I thought. Vikings are forced to land to try to deal with this. Archon's on the right side, tearing through battle cruisers. Immortals as well, chewing through units, and now backing on out. I don't think Alar was too happy with the engagement there. Spiderbro also deciding to back out, perhaps feeling he lost too much. 14,000 to 6,000 for Alar. Spiderbro at 11,000 and 4,900, I guess, about 5,000. So I think that actually came out in the Protoss players' favor there. But again, kind of just passing in the night, missing each other here. Heading along this north path is Alar. Down on this south path is Spiderbro. Are we repairing again? I don't think so. A lot of these units are low on health. a ghost here at the same time, and here comes another big attack. These Hellbats in the front are getting sniped down immediately by the Stalkers and the Archons, but the lock-on ability immediately taking out individual Stalkers. Yamato cannon being used as well. Hellions coming from the backside with their blue flame, but Stalkers, look at this concave on these battlecruisers. Both the battlecruisers die. This battlecruiser on the high ground doing pretty well at the same time, but this Protoss force is looking pretty darn scary right now. Immortals, Stalkers, Archons, the final battlecruiser falls. Immortals can actually take out this barracks, another barracks. All these SCVs are pulled off the land. I don't know what for. Oh, I don't know if they were attacking, but they get massacred by this Protoss death ball. This Archon in the back wants to help out, but it can't. And actually, I don't think there are enough workers here to save this planetary. No, there are not. Look at all this DPS coming in from Alar, +2 Stalkers, +2 Archons, and Immortals make mincemeat of that planetary fortress. All the SCVs here die as well. We're going after refineries. Missile turrets are dying at the same time, but Spiderbro is continuing to make his mech units, has a Liberator on the way, has 4 battlecruisers in production, getting upgrades to the weapons for those ships as well. And this army for Alar, I mean, there are bases down here. I don't think he knows that. No, he doesn't know about these bases at all, or this base either. Heading south, but actually might catch wind of it, and they do. Here comes the army again. They're going to take out another base for Spiderbro. All the SCVs are repairing. I'm not sure if this is enough repair to get through all the DPS that is on exhibition here by the Protoss player, but actually focusing down SCVs here. They're self-repairing each other instead of the planetary, and the planetary does explode as all of the Stalkers take down so many SCVs. Here comes from the backside, though, all those battlecruisers I was talking about earlier, throwing down Yamato cannon on Stalkers left and right. Immortals trying to kill this ground army, and it does get cleaned up. There's nothing on the ground left for Spiderbro except some incoming Hellions, but they can't deal with the air that well. There aren't enough Stalkers. These Stalkers get left behind and melted by the battlecruisers that are +2. +2, so that's not too bad there. Anyway, the Hellions are here along with their blue flame and their +2 vehicle plating. They are not getting upgraded on their attack, but that's all right. We are making, we're making Banshees now. All right, so we're going definitely kind of a sky mech composition here. Not really too heavy on the Hellbats. More into Banshees, battle cruisers, and I think Vikings. The Viking production hasn't been good lately, though. Units tab shows no Vikings at all. Units lost tab shows us that the Terran player has lost 8 total Vikings to this point. But again, look at this expanding by Spiderbro. Even taking this space now, 7 total bases for the Protoss player. Spiderbro is trying to make this work with the mech, with the battle cruisers. We don't see these be super successful very often. Again, I don't know if that's the fault of the design. Battle cruisers just don't do enough damage. 8 damage with a range of 6. With a weapon speed of 0.16 though, so again, they're not just slow hitters. They don't hit for very much at all. It's kind of a constant low hit kind of a thing. So maybe good against Immortals. I don't think they kick in on that hardened shield threshold, which isn't a thing anymore. Is that right? No, I think we just have the barrier now. No more hardened shields on those Immortals. So transferring SCVs down on in. 67 probes to 39 total SCVs for Spiderbro. Continuing to make Banshees, continuing to make Ghosts. +3 attack on the way for Alar. As well as another Nexus, which I think is just this one down here. And it is. Another push forward, though. Alar is not happy just to rest on his laurels. Comes right on in. We have Archons in the front taking a lot of damage. One ends up dead just about immediately, running away. Yamato cannon sniping off individual Stalkers. That's the strategy here. The Archons need to get right underneath this ball and do what they can, but all the Archons are now gone. The Stalkers have a good concave. More Stalkers get warped in here. This might be enough to actually get through. Oh, feedback on top of the battle cruisers at the same time with this High Templar. Wants to do another feedback, but I don't think he can get through. And notice actually heading on up, the Stalkers are blinking through, but the Banshee count is so high right now, and they're cloaked. And all of the Stalkers do get taken out. A few Stalkers in here warp in, but decide to retreat instead of standing in here to fight. All these units on the ground need to run for their lives. Banshees are pretty fast, though, as the Templar dies. And where are we going? Are we just trying to... Oh, okay, just trying to maybe force a cancel or force a liftoff on that orbital command. The Immortals kind of stand in there. Try to take out these Ghosts before they die. Are they going to get that one? No, that one does not die. The Zealots coming in here, killing SCV. This is a planetary, though, so I'm not sure what the Zealots are going to be able to do. They're chasing after SCVs. The SCVs are being microed pretty well, though. So in the end, they try to go after the planetary, but get killed instead. So bummer for them. Hellions swooping around, adding to the army. These Stalkers were left behind. I thought they were going to go home, but you could probably kill those guys. Come on, Stalkers, be happy. Don't be such cowards. And again, nobody really takes an upper hand. Nobody can really kill the other player. 28,000 minerals, 12,000 gas lost for Alar. Spiderbro with 25,000 and 9,800 gas. So mineral count pretty high as far as what we've lost there. I think that's basically a lot of Hellbats and Hellions that have died for Spiderbro. But again, we're going to speed things up. Both players just kind of sitting on either side of the map. Nobody really brave enough to push out at this point. We're massing an army, pretty much going again with the Stalkers, with the +3 attack, +3 armor there. Very, very nice. +3/+3 Blink Stalkers are pretty good stuff. Oh, and hey, making a Stargate. All right. So Stargate on the way might be the answer for these Banshees. We need something that's air-to-air. Maybe Mass Void Ray here would be good. I think Void Rays are good against battle cruisers. There aren't any Marines here, which is pretty much the bane of any Skytoss army. So I don't know what to expect. As far as what we get out of Alar. Not making anything. Oh, a nuke. A nuke in production. We have a Ghost Academy nuclear missile on the way for Spiderbro. We'll have to see if that actually factors into the game at all. I don't know if the level of these players is enough to where nukes are going to be super good, but another base is here for Alar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bases for the Protoss player. And we're actually moving out, so we're going to slow it on down again. Catching these Hellions out of position. Kablooey. More Hellions out of position here. Can we charge in and kill those? The Zealots don't want to. That's a lot of blue flame. And are the Hellions going to charge in here all by themselves? No, they decide to back out at just the last second. They kill a few Zealots, though, losing some of their own number in the process. But here it is. Another huge battle. EMP going down. Feedback going down on all these battle cruisers at the same time. The Templar come in. A nuke on the way. Archons are trying to be morphed in, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen or not. All of those Stalkers are gone. All that's left is a few Immortals. Oh, actually killing the Ghost, canceling the nuke there. A Void Ray comes in, trying to pick away at this battlecruiser, but Yamato Cannon takes it down. All the Stalkers are gone. More Stalkers do get warped in. The Warp Prism is dead at the same time. Immortal here with 6 kills before it falls. And again, these battlecruisers are just basically immortal. I mean, 6 kills, 8 kills. That one's brand new, so that is not doing anything. 8 kills, 4 kills. Banshees with 3 kills each. And again, both players kind of retreat to lick their wounds. Resources tab shows us 36,000 minerals have been lost for Alar. And in units, 16,000 gas, 30,000 minerals, and 10,000 gas for Spiderbro. Getting rid of that again. Woo! Alright, speeding things up once more. Both players content to stay on their sides of the map. Where is the army for the Protoss right here? Oh, here it is. We're pretty much going mass Stalker. Alar is bleeding money heavily. Has 67 workers, has a ton of bases, but really is just coming out on the wrong end of the stick on these engagements. Losing a lot of units, not forcing Spiderbro to rebuild his units as much. Spiderbro has a bunch of bases as well, spending his money pretty effectively at the same time. We're getting a lot of Vikings here. I'm not sure what the Vikings are for, unless maybe to kill Observer so the Banshees can attack in peace. That might be the intent. But actually getting +3 ship plating and vehicle plating, as well as ship and vehicle weapons. So these battle cruisers are going to be pretty darn good. 8 damage with that other upgrade. I think maybe it makes them 9 here. I think that's what it is. Small attack down here with the Dark Templar does get cleaned up. No big deal. Rebuilding that missile turret and making this a planetary fortress to deal with any future harassment on that end. The army sitting out here. We have a single Void Ray, 2 more on the way. Also getting upgrades for air weapons and shields level 2 here. Is one completed? It is. Alright, so these Stalkers are pretty well upgraded, but again, I just don't know if there are enough to deal with this Banshee count. The Banshees hit really hard in straight up battles, especially if the battle cruisers are tanking for them. This is kind of an interesting composition from Spiderbro. So here we are hanging out at the top of the ramp here on the high ground, swooping around down to the left side are the Hellions. They are faster. They have to wait for their slower counterparts to catch up. Here's this Void Ray all by its lonesome. This pylon is going to get burned down by everything very quickly. And here comes Alar's army coming right on up. The Void Rays are here. The Observers are here. EMP again going down on all these Stalkers, making them so weak. And Yamato Cannon, just mass Yamato Cannon. The Blink, though, I think dodged a lot of that, but I don't know if it really matters for Alar here. Are all of the observers gone? No, observers are over here. The Banshees are taking damage, but the Stalkers are getting whittled down much, much more quickly. Even these ones on the left side, they did manage to take on one of the BCs, but look at how long it takes to kill a battle cruiser here, and the Stalkers are all gone. This army is here to stay, I think. Gateways are falling. Nexus is falling. More and more pylons. A good game, well played from Alar. Best Legacy of the Void game I've had yet. Alar is defeated. Spiderbro is victorious, and Alar has left the game. So Spiderbro has not actually left the game yet, bringing a Raven in. But we won't begrudge him wanting to kill some of this stuff here. But regardless, this has been FalconPaladin with yet another Daily Blizzard upload. I really hope you enjoyed what you saw today. I think that Marauder opener might be a good one for Terran players to use. Where he went Marauders in his main base, came up here, killed that Nexus. I think he could have won the game, honestly, in the first about 5 minutes or so if he'd continued to push with those Marauders. Because again, Protoss are basically blind opening Adepts at this point, and Marauders counter that pretty hard, especially with Concussive Shell. So maybe try that out, Terrans, on ladder. Let me know how that works out for you. But anyway, this has been FalconPaladin. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook, all at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.